Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Saturday the 3rd of April 2021. In today's Millwall news video, I will be talking about yesterday's game against Rotherham United. Today, I do a normal video series called Stats Sunday, and basically it's going through the stats behind the game. Because I watch the games, I get a feeling for the game, and then I like to compare it with the stats and think, is the reality that I saw with my own eyes actually comparable to the empirical reality that exists in the activities that happened on the field in terms of numbers of shots and stuff like that? And I like to compare it, so that's what I do in these videos. And of course, the main videos will be called Stats Sunday, but of course we have games that don't happen on Saturday, so the video will not be Stats Sunday, but it'll still be the day after the game, which is what's happening today. I'm doing the video for yesterday's game, and on Tuesday I'll be doing the video for the Stoke game. So here we go, talking about yesterday's game against Rotherham on Good Friday. And here you can see we were actually outdone on unexpected goals by Rotherham United. If you don't know, this is from Experimental 361. It's a very good website I like to use. And it's the expected goals over the length. Basically, it's the shots. Where were the shots, and how good were the shots? Mill were in blue. The blue line going across the 90 minutes of the match. As the line goes up, that means there's a good chance to score. As you can see, the red line, where it shoots up, that's the penalty. Because more often than not, you get a penalty, it's a guaranteed goal. But thank goodness, yesterday, I'm not going to swear yet, thank goodness, Bart saved it, got us the win. But you can see here, first half, bit weird of a first half, not a lot going on. We didn't look all that, very disconnected. We were trying to counter against the team when we had most of the possession. It just wasn't working for some reason. Wallace and Bennett were getting disconnected from the midfield. It just didn't seem to be working. So you can see that in the first half here. Massive amount of time in the first half we didn't have a shot. We had two shots and then nothing till nearly half time. So we had like 3 shots in the first half, and they had 3 shots as well. Pretty even, pretty much like a basketball game. One team shoots and then the other team shoots, and then one team shoots, the other team shoots, and it's pretty evenly matched up there. But I don't know what was changed at half time or what was said at half time, but the fingers were pulled out of the backsides, and Mill actually started doing something, going forward a bit more. Probably because this is what I say. Gary Rowett sets the team up and he doesn't do it properly, and this has happened time and time again. Then the substitutions get made, and basically the players get thrown on. Now the change in formation or patterns of play gets made, and the players have to figure it out for themselves. And they either snatch a draw or manage to grab a winner, and that happens time and time again. It's the way we set up at the start of games. It's not working. It doesn't seem to be working. This demonstratively, quite repeatedly, when we set up, we don't play that well, and then either substitutions get made, changes get made, or as you can see here at half time, there's a team talk and something said, and something gets done. So here we go. So second half come out shot after shot after shot. Rotherham basically just defending for them lives. They don't have a single shot till about the 73rd minute. But by that time, we've had a number of shots, not very clear-cut chances, probably because Rotherham just backs to the wall trying to defend. And then we score the goal. And you can see where we scored the goal. And then straight after, that's when Rotherham had their shot. Like 5 minutes later. They were trying to defend, it seems, or we were forcing them to defend. As soon as we get that goal, they have to stop defending because there's no point now. You're not getting a 0-0 draw. You got to do something, or you're going to lose. So they try and do something. They get a shot, and then there's a space of time. They get the penalty. Thankfully, it's saved, but they still have another couple of shots. Then you can see the flat line for Millwall between, what was that? So from about the 77th minute, we have a shot, and then flat line until the end of the game. We are just backs to the wall then, just desperately. We can't string two passes together. We kick it forward, it comes straight back because Mahoney can't jump for the ball, and and but for some reason he's the one that they're lobbing long balls to. It's just you feel like any minute now they're going to score, and thankfully they didn't. But it's pretty not convincingly bossed game by Millwall. But it's the type of games we play like this against poor teams. We seem to not try to be concentrated, and I don't think it helped. Hutchinson went off injured, so I don't think that helped. But anyway, so you can see that there. This is the expected goals over the length of the game. So they give it as 1.3 to Millwall, 1.4 to Rotherham. Gonna move on now. This is the infogoal.net website. It's a bit ropey, to be honest with you, but yeah, it's alright. So they give the expected goals, as if you can see in the middle there above the FT, 0.91 to Millwall and 1.18 to Rotherham. So more of a difference. Let me go to the summary here. Yeah. So injury to Hutchinson in the first half. The sending off, the goal, the substitutions from us, substitutions from them, and basically us all backs to the wall. There you go. So let's take a look at the lineup and see who got the pats on the back. We can see here from this website they give man of the match to Bennett, which is weird for me. I don't. I'm not saying he didn't try hard, but things he was trying didn't really come off for him. And they give 7.1 to Biakowski. Cooper's in the green, Malone's in the green, Wallace is in the green. McNamara just behind 6.92, so just under the 7 point mark to get the green. And they give Evans a low score, Mitchell a low score, and Hutchinson a low score, but that's because he went off early in the game. See what they do to the substitution. So they give Conor Mahoney a high score. That's because he did have the couple of chances. And Pearce got 5.57. And Sean Hutchinson got 5.54. He's basically got the same rating as Sean Hutchinson, even though he had twice as long on the pitch. So I don't know what it says. Let's move on to stats now. So yeah, we had most of the possession, so you can't really play counter-attacking style when you've got most of the possession, I don't think. It's marginal, isn't it? It's marginal. I think that's probably what accounted for the disastrous first half. Trying to play counter against a team that doesn't want to attack. But there you go. Attempts on target 2 each. So only 2 attempts on target against a Rotherham United team. And they had as many as us, and one of them was a penalty. So, not too good. Attempts off target 5-4. Block shots 5-1. So yeah, we were trying, just couldn't get. The Rotherham were defending very, very well. Goalkeeper saves 2-1. Passes 397 to 272. Completed passes 273 to 149. So they weren't really doing a lot in the game, Rotherham United. They weren't even tapping it around at the back. Had a very low passing number of passes. Corners 8-3. Offsides 5-0. We were offside all of the time. 5-0. You can see it. That's why I don't think was Mason Bennett got a few of those, didn't he? That's why I don't think trying to play counter and they're just milking it up. Not really getting anywhere. Fouls 12-6 as well. So we had twice as many fouls as them, but we have the same amount of yellow cards, 1-1. So there you go. There's that. Let's have a look at the map now. We're going to move on to the map. These are the expected goals plotted on the pitch now. Plotted on the pitch. So we can see here Millwall, quite a few not very high quality chances, because the bigger the circle is, the better the quality chance. As you can see here, this big massive red dot is the penalty, which should have been scored, because most penalties are scored, but it wasn't, thank goodness. And you can see here, literally, it seems Mill players getting up to the area and then shooting, not being able to find a way inside the area. We got one there, that's Mahoney there. That's the one where he did a bit of trickery. We got Murray Wallace there. Malone there. Scott Malone there as well, and Jed Wallace there. And the goal was actually this one here, which is Jed Wallace on 64. That had 5% chance of going in. So, but like I told you, the first half was very dire. Let's have a look. So you can see there, just three chances. 3 chances in the first half. And what would that be? That would Mason Bennett, and Jake Cooper. So there you go. And Rotherham 3 chances as well. It's pretty even in the first half. We were not by no means the best team in that game. And looking at the second half, more effort from Millwall, more shots on goal. So they were probably told to sort that out. But you can see here, so we got the penalty, and then we got 3 other shots, which are one was miles away. So let's have a look at that and see where that comes. So that was in 72. That was after the goal. That one after the goal. That one after the goal. So after we scored, then they kicked on the second gear, got a penalty, and had 3 other shots. So that was their game plan. Just keep it tight at the back, intense at the back for us. Don't let us get anywhere near the goal. And just try and make something on the up front, but not try too hard. And they didn't in the first half, and we couldn't get anywhere in the second half. Well, in the first half. In the second half we did, but they were just trying to defend. And when we broke through that, thank goodness, Jed Wallace scoring from the corner. Then they kicked on a gear, and it was very scary for us until the end of the game, which it usually is quite a lot of times. So let's move on now to this. This is whoscored.com, and this is the website where they get the ratings for the EFL Team of the Week. So we could see Bart Bielkowski in the Team of the Week, because that's quite a high mark for a player. 8.1, that is very high. To get a 7 is quite high. So to get an 8 is pretty amazing. So what did they say? Match summary: Millwall were effective at creating goal scoring opportunities from the flanks. Were effective at creating goal scoring opportunities from set pieces, while caught offside often. Yes, we just seen that. Millwall styles played with width, attacked down the left side, dominated possession. Rotherham had no strengths. Yeah, they were just a bit meh. Weaknesses for Rotherham were poor at finishing, were aggressive, lost possession often. and their styles had a large quantity of possession in their opponent's half, attack through the middle, favoured crossing the ball. And I'm going to show you this now. This is something pretty similar that come up against QPR, where they basically crowded out an area around where Ryan Woods usually plays. So I think they may have took something from that game in terms of scouting report. But you can see here, so let's have a look at this first. Attempts 12-7, open play 6 for us, 2 for them, set piece 6 for us, 4 for them, 1 penalty for them. So 12 shots for us, only 1 goal, so that's 8% conversion rate there, and that's pretty low. But you can see here, so looking on the left hand side, that's Millwall. Millwall in red because at this website the home teams are always in red and the away teams are in blue. So looking at the left hand side, you can see basically this is where the players were. It's a pretty clear cut formation there. 3-4-3 or 3-5-2, or actually 3-1-4-2, with Ryan Woods for some reason playing at the back as a sweeper. We all know why, because he can't run, he doesn't have any pace, but still. But you can see here, number 4 is Hutchinson, so he went off, and then number 3 is Murray Wallace. So because he's come over and played in his position, that's why he's basically there. And then Pierce is not on there, because this is just, I don't know why they just did a starting 11. They don't do any other players. But you can see here on the right hand side where the Rotherham players are, they've got the trio of tight midfielders, and they seem the same thing in the Stats Sunday video versus QPR. You can go back and see that is 3 players playing in a triangle around or about the area that Ryan Woods and George Evans would be, and just disrupting them and trying to be first to the second balls. And I think we saw that they were really effective at disrupting our midfield play. Billy Mitchell played, he didn't have the best of games. George Evans was absolutely dire. Since he's playing in midfield, he doesn't really do anything in midfield. He's a lot better in defence when he played. I don't know if we move him back in defence now. Will he just switch and start playing better again, or is there something wrong? But that trio of midfielders that try and gather around where Ryan Woods be, that was against QPR, and they've done it again, and they nearly succeeded in beating us. And that's it leads me to wonder if the problem with, like I said, Gary Rowett setting up the team at the start, it just doesn't click. It's not working. It doesn't seem to be working right, and then changes get made, or players get shifted around, or something happens, and then they play better. Then we start doing something. When you're scouting a team, the natural inclination would be look at the last game they played, because that's the most recent game. So you would do that, wouldn't you? But this happens so often. I'm thinking, is Millwall just looking at the last game a team played and taking something off of that? Or because what if Rotherham seem to be copying the way QPR played against us? Did they look at the last game where we lost or where we got beaten instead of looking at the last game we played? Because that seems to me that would be a better, if you're going to scout a team, that would be the better way to scout a team. Don't just look at the last game they played. Look at the last game where they got their hot ass handed to them, where they got beaten. Because we seem to be not performing from where we've set up for the games time after time. I think maybe that's Are we scouting the last game that the team played, or the maybe the last away game they played, or the last home game if we're playing them at home, instead of the last home game where they got battered? I'm trying to think. Oh, so they lost in this game. Why did they lose? Is there a reason why they lost? Can we replicate that with our players to make them lose again? Or maybe I'm just talking out my arse. I don't know. But it seems something's wrong, because the setups are not really paying off, and it's only when the changes get made that things start happening. So we're going to move on now to, we're going to look at this. What are we looking at? So yeah, this is the match center that they do. You can see at the top where the club crests are. The average rating for the players 6.75 for Millwall, 6.35 for Rotherham. So we were the better team on the paper. So there you go. Scrolling down, so they give the man of the match to Biakowski 8.1, and Bennett only 6.7. So completely different to the other website info.net. Yeah. So other good Mill ratings: 7.6 for Wallace, 7.9 for McNamara, 7.6 for Malone. Well, you can see, well, we were checking down the wings, so that's where the rating would be. 6.7 for Hutchinson, and the replacement 6.4. So when Pearce come on, he didn't play as well as Hutchinson, of course. Bodvarsson 5.9. It's a bit harsh, but 6.2 for Mahoney. Yeah, 6.2 for Evans. Yeah, he didn't play that well. Yes, gone off the boil. He started off really brightly, but he's gone off the boil now. Let's have a look at shots. So we had more shots than them, 12-7, and Wallace and Bennett, and then Malone, the top shots takers. McNamara had a really good shot that stung the keeper's hands. He had to tip it over. Possession, yep, we have more possession than 60 to 40. Basically, they're saying on here, which is different to the other site. And yeah, so Woods has had most of it, 7%. He had 7% of the match possession on his own. Not a lot for the attacking players for Rotherham. Not a lot for Giles going down this side here, 1.4. And I imagine that's down to McNamara playing well. But you can see on the upside, Harding 4.1. That's probably because Malone was bombing on a lot. Yeah. Okay. Pass success. So we can see again. Woods 84, or he's always high. With his tippy tapping sideways passes. Mitchell quite high, 81. I thought it was lower than that because he was trying a few things towards Bennett, such, and Malone 53, only 53. Just didn't seem to be. It wasn't bad for Malone today. It wasn't primo Malone, but he done alright. But that's quite low. But he was trying. That's what he was trying to force things through. When we were playing on the counters, forcing things through to Mason Bennett and Murray Wallace, and they were just missing out on them by inches, trying to control it and such. Dribbles 10-6. We did them for dribbles. McNamara 4. That's what you want to see. You wing back getting forward, but it was against Rotherham, so there you go. Murray Wallace 3. Aerials 1. They actually won more aerials than us. Michael Smith 13. Yeesh. And when you got Jake Cooper on the pitch and he's a tall lad, and you got Michael Smith winning 13 aerials, I imagine that's because he dropped into the midfield In the midfield, not very good. You can see Evans, Woods, Mitchell, Malone, Wallace, not an aerial one between them. So, and you can see the midfielders. The midfielders for Rotherham, 3, 2 and 1, 13 for Smith and 2 for Harding. So they were winning the battle in the midfield for the aerial balls, and that was especially late on. We were lobbing it forward and it was just coming straight back. Not good at all. Tackles, they actually outdid us in tackles as well. Not a lot of tackles, especially none from Hutchinson, Cooper, Pierce even when he come on. That's a bit weird. Corners 8-3. There you go. Dispossessed. So we were dispossessed 10 times. And them only 2. That's not good. So yeah, Mitchell 3 times dispossessed. So he was passing it accurately. He was just maybe spending a bit too long on the ball. Getting caught on it. Not having anyone to pass to. I don't know. Anyway, so let's move on now to the actual stats in the list. Basically most of what we've just seen, but a bit clearer and a bit more detail. So sort by rating, we've got Bart top 8.06, just behind 7.92 Danny McNamara. Scott Malone 7.62, Jed Wallace 7.56, Jay Cooper 7.0, Sean Hutch 6.68, even though he went off, and then replacement 6.39. Then Alex Pierce, okay, so we've got Alex Pierce getting a better rating than George Evans, even though he had less time on the pitch, but he was in a position where more was going on. So there you go. Let's have a look at shots. The shots, so yeah. So we've already seen the shots, but let's have a look at shots on target. So only 2 shots on target. Jed Wallace, Danny McNamara, which were from pretty similar positions. And Danny McNamara went first with the save from the keeper, and then Jed Wallace basically done similar thing, but actually scored it. But that's not because Danny's wasn't all that. Touches. Who had the most touches on the pitch? 89. Scott Malone by a mile, by an absolute mile. 89 touches to 59 for Danny McNamara. 57 for Murray Wallace. Murray Wallace being moved over to that right hand side, getting the primo defender spot. Doing quite well there, actually, pretty decent. Although he did give the penalty away. So yeah, 56 for Ryan Woods. Okay. Moving on to offense. Unscheduled touches. So we've already seen dispossessed. Unscheduled touches, basically poor ball control. And you can see Jed Wallace and Mason Bennett, because they were counter-attacking, bombing forward, running out of gas, just stretching their legs out, trying to get a toe on it, bring it down. Happened loads of times. Yeah, you can see that there. Offsides. We had a lot of offsides. Who had them? Jed Wallace twice, then Bennett, then Evans, and then Zahor. Okay. Okay. Defensive. Clearances, interceptions. 3 for Hutchinson. He was on the pitch for 31 minutes. 3 interceptions, more than any of the other players who played all the game. Scott Malone had 2, Danny McNamara had 1, Ryan Woods had 1, Keefton Football had 1. So that's why probably it was a bit shaky after Hutchinson went off, especially in that second half. 3 interceptions in 31 minutes. Clearances as well. Let's have a look at clearances. Jay Cooper 8, Murray Wallace 8. Wow. And then a big drop off to Scott Malone, where he was too busy attacking, wasn't he? So block shots. just one block shot. Danny McNamara. Yeah, that was a pretty decent bit of play by him blocking the Rotherham shot. Passing. Who had the most passes? Brian Woods 50, Wallace 43. Murray Wallace, Jay Cooper, McNamara, Nim Pierce. Okay. Crosses. So 9 crosses from Malone, 5 accurate. That includes corners, I think. So 9 from Jed, 1 accurate. So not really. That's quite poor, isn't it? 3 from McNamara, 1 accurate. 2 from Bennett, 0 accurate. 2 from Zohar, 0 accurate. So what we've got 5 players only did any crossing, and only 3 of them had any accuracy, and only 1 of them was anywhere decent. Oh, that's a bit unfair. McNamara had 33%, so 2 of them decent. Malone with 50% basically. McNamara 33. So long balls, that includes goal kicks. So Bart there, pretty poor. 15-5 from long balls to accurate. Scott Malone 10-1. He was trying to ping balls forward to Jed Wallace, and he was just not getting onto him properly. Murray Wallace 10-2. Billy Mitchell 7-4. So that's pretty decent. Jay Cooper 6-1. Danny McNamara 5-3. So McNamara and Mitchell pretty decent, accurate long balls, and the rest not so much. Ryan Woods 3-0. Even Keftabel, when he come on, he had what was it? He had like 7 minutes on the pitch, 2 long balls, but 0 accurate. They were just bombing it forward, and no one was there, or they didn't win it. So there you go. Pretty decent result, but a poor display. Hutchison is out now, which is worrying. And let's just hope that the scouts had a little look at Stokes' bad performance, not their last performance, so they can figure some things out and we can set up properly. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Bye bye.